marriage is an achievement for women.
I'm of the opinion that I don't think that marriage is that important. So she had just gotten a promotion. And you know, I was excited, we were all excited. And I noticed that my auntie was just, so I was like, auntie, that is promotion, it's a big deal, now more money and everything. She said in my language in Igbo, she said, I won't say it in Igbo, I'll say it in English, she said, all this money that she's gathering, are you sure that any man will want to marry her?
You always say that girls with tattoos are not wife material.
In fact.
What kind of sex positions do you like? What kind of women do you like? What kind of meals do you like? How your parents like? What's your blood group? What's your genotype? Is there anybody with mental illness in your family? Ask me, I will ask you. We are just dating and buying expensive bags and whatnot, and then when the time don't reach now, we now hear justice for mercy. Come on.
It's another amazing episode of Freaky Table, and I'm super excited and elated to be hosting this particular episode for several reasons, for a plethora of reasons. But before I go into all of that, I need to give honor to whom honor is due. I have with me my friend, my colleague, TV personality par excellence, and she also wears a lot of hats. I'll just go straight and introduce you. She did the introduction, to be honest, because she's my employer. But Joan is with me in the studio.
I thank God you didn't say that French, but...
Oh, which one? Voulez-vous que c'est avec moi ce soir?
No, Charles, no.
Please, I just learned it. I don't know the meaning. She just taught me, so I'm just saying it. That's how they greet in Cameroon, have you? I don't know the meaning now.
Charles.
I don't know. What's the meaning?
Charles Shorts. Charlie Shorts. Charlie Shorts.
She said, I asked her, I said, how they greet in Cameroon? She said, you say, voulez-vous que avec moi ce soir? And I've greeted you. Hope I greeted everybody properly.
Ah, good. Okay. Just continue.
Okay. And to introduce my guest today, apart from, I need to remove my glasses for this one because, she's my personal friend, but beyond that, she is a lot of things. Genevieve Fadeh wears a lot of hats. I apologize, Ambassador Genevieve Fadeh, because she was recently appointed ECOWAS Youth Ambassador. Now, to add to that, she is the MDC Onulo Lagos, a candle making company. She also heads Cycle Pro Logistics. She also is the head chef at You Don't Chop Lagos. Now, not forgetting that she also owns her own PR company called Meraki Consortium, where they handle everything branding and PR. Ladies and gentlemen, please, it is my honor to introduce to you one of Lagos's and one of Nigeria's, in fact, Africa's astute business women, Genevieve Fadeh. Hey, my God! You see that thing? You go come and put that for your page. Any other MC when I introduce you like that, I go flog Chris. Go for a brain. It suit me. Even me, I say, wow, what are you doing with your life? Look at your friend CV. What's your own TV radio? Child. My friend, you didn't work. I say, the devil work hard, but Genevieve, he do work harder. What is it? Only you? Hey, I'm so proud of you, honestly. Forget the humor and all of that. I'm really honestly proud of you. I feel like I'm one of the people that were so excited when you got with that ambassadorship. And it's not just that one. You had one before that.
Yes, I did. From the Nigerian Youth League.
In one, how many days?
Literally 2 weeks. In
2 weeks, two Asambodo, that's certificate they present to her, two ambassador of different. Just to also let you know that her plate number have changed. There's presidency on it, so you can't just you can't just talk to her because you feel like it. And with such office, you know that numbers will change, the email will change. There's a whole process.
Like you're too proud. Why are you too proud?
Because he's waiting
he's
now. Is it easy? How many ambassadors do I know? Do I have relationship with? Let me hold you first before I will not be able to hold you again. Well done. Well done. I'm proud.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, and welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. So we're just going to go straight to the conversation for today. And I'm happy that you're the one I'm having this conversation with, because Genevieve is one of my few friends who are quite liberal and very open-minded. Genevieve is somebody who doesn't follow the crowd. She doesn't do things because everybody's doing it. She has a mind of her own, and that's how I am as well. Like, we're just really independent in our thinking. And for us to be able to believe in something, then it must make sense to us, if that makes sense. Like, we must understand it from our point of view, right? And that's why this conversation was important to be had with her as the guest. Now, the topic is marriage. What's the force, really? We're not saying that it's not important. Let's put that out there. We're not saying that for those who believe in it, it's not something that, you should do or whatever. But my thing is, what is the drama? What is the force? What is the you have to be married at this time? Especially for women, even men. Recently, what is all that? Apart from that, the whole drama of the wedding, and there's a lot of things. There are a lot of angles to marriage. It has to be here. It has to be there. It has to be this kind of person. This tribe, that tribe. It's a lot, right? So yeah, hopefully we'll be able to cover, all of it. If not, to God be the glory.
On to the next one.
Yeah, but let's start with, what marriage means to you.
Yeah.
First,
Okay.
then we segue from there. What does marriage mean to you, Genevieve?
I mean, I feel like marriage is an institution of two people. I mean, contrary to what everybody thinks marriage is these days, I hold marriage very dear. I mean, I'm someone who would want to get married someday. Marriage is it's a bond, it's a sacred institution. I mean, we're not being churchy now, but let's stay outside church. But marriage is a sacred institution between two people who genuinely want to be together,
Right.
intentionally want to be together, not because it's an arranged marriage or because one person is in it for personal reasons, but a very sacred institution. That's really what marriage is to me.
Interesting. Now, you've rightly said that you're someone who wants to get married.
Yeah.
And hope to get married and all of that great stuff.
Yeah.
Why? If you're asked, why do you want to get married? What would you say?
I mean, it's not like it's a do or die thing, but I would love to raise my own family one day. I mean, I see how my mom acts when she looks at me and I do something that genuinely makes her proud. So I would want to look at my child or my kids one day and, just be genuinely proud, be able to raise them right, have a partner I can build with.
Yeah.
I mean, if it doesn't come, that's fine. But if it does, it's supposed to be beautiful, considering if that person is your friend, not because you're getting married for, like I said, maybe financial reasons or anything. But it's something I would want to go into, but at the right time and with the right person.
The right person.
Yes.
You made mention of two things that stuck out to me, and the reason why that is this back and forth is because I'm of the opinion that I don't think that marriage is that important.
Okay.
And I have a plethora of reasons, which I'm going to say here. But you rightly said something. You said, that you see the way your mom looks at you when you make her proud, and you want to look at your kids that way, and also you want to be with the right person. Now, isn't it possible to achieve all of that without being under the agreement of I am married or Mrs. somebody?
Well, off the record, I'll tell you for a fact, I was raised by a single mom. And I mean, I turned out great.
Ambassador, hello. Okay.
I mean, I turned out great, but it doesn't mean that it wasn't tough on her.
Right.
It doesn't mean that it wasn't hard. Maybe there are times where she would need someone to talk to or maybe a shoulder to lean on, and her friend or her husband or partner wasn't there. So she'll pretty much have to carry the burden of everything by herself. Not because I gave her issues as a child or anything, but I'm sure somehow, somewhere along the line, she may not discuss that with me, but I feel like she would have also wanted to get married too. But for reasons out of her control, she just couldn't. So it's not like you can't do everything you want to do or be who you want to be without the title of marriage. Well, you need to understand that today, if you're going to say, okay, you don't want to get married, you want to be able to raise your own family, maybe surrogacy or whatever, or have your own child and be by yourself, whether you're financially buoyant or not, it's a lot of work. It's really tough. It takes a lot of things. You need to make a lot of sacrifices. And I'm speaking from my mom's end as well, who raised me by herself. It's a lot of sacrifices. It's a lot of work. If you're someone who likes to go out a lot, if you're someone who likes social gatherings, or maybe your job or the nature of your job is something that lets you be out all the time, once you have a child, you need to raise that child. You need to understand that there are times that you can't be away from that child. So you have to sacrifice your own personal pleasures and whatnot to tend to your child. And raising a child from the scratch is not easy. I promise you, it's a whole lot of work.
So what is for me is like, what is the pressure that comes with marriage? Because in the society, it's like if you're not married as a female or even a man.
I don't think it's the pressure of the marriage. I think it's the pressure of the ceremony. That's the thing. I don't think it's the pressure of the marriage, because people are always, I mean, it may not apply to everyone, but majority of the marriages that I've seen in Lagos, and I mean, forgive me, I may not be in any position to speak on marriage because I'm not married, but I've had a lot of friends who are married. I've seen my family, my sisters, my cousins, I've seen people get married. I've seen marriages crumble. I've literally just been around this kind of thing. So maybe I think I have an insight on, you know, what marriage should be. A lot of people get carried away with the planning of the event, the whole razzmatazz of the proposal. And I'm not saying that there's anything wrong in if you meet somebody today, the person proposes to you the next month and all of that. But people literally just rush things without understanding what the concept of timing is. So they just rush into a marriage and they're literally rushing right out without being able to get to know your partner, understand your partner. And next thing we're planning, you're inviting a bunch of people that you don't even know, a bunch of people that don't even like you for your wedding, forgetting that after the wedding comes the actual marriage. And you find out that most people tend to run into so much debt while trying to plan a massive wedding for a bunch of people that they don't know, when you could have just kept it simple and realized that you have a whole ass family to build after the ceremony. So I think a lot of people are always crazy about the ceremony. Who dresses best to my ceremony, or who wears this, or you shouldn't overdress more than the bride, or don't do this. It's just, I feel like it's a whole bunch of crap, because it left for me, as much as, yeah, I would want to have a very fun wedding, but I don't think I want to have people at my wedding that I don't know. I want to be able to be free with everybody at my wedding, smile at people, dance and be free without having to look, oh, who is this person? Who invited this person or whatnot? So, I mean, I think that's just it.
All right, but the stigma that goes on women. I'll just speak because I'm a female.
Yeah.
There's the stigma that goes on single girls, especially at a certain age or past a certain age, like 35 and above, from the men, disturbs me a lot. Especially, I think there was. Let me give you an incident. I was in Cameroon. We just hung out at lounge with my friends, and there was these two guys. One is about 56, and the other one is, because he said his age was like 54, and the two of them were discussing on women above 40. I'm 40. I just turned 40 actually.
Oh yeah.
And they were like, oh, those ones, they are like they've lost everything, like those in the pidgin word that they use in Cameroon, like they don't wepe, like they are finished. Those women, like they don't know anything, they can't bring anything, like they're just going on and on. Really, it did not concern me, but the way they were saying it, I got so angry that I walked to their table. I was like, how old are you? He said 50. He was 58 actually, and the other one 54, because I really remember this age. I was like, are you married? The 54, he said no, he has no kids. Are you married? He's divorced. You have 8 kids with 6 women. I said, then the both of you will sit down here and tell somebody like me, who is not married, and insult me, I'm finished. And do I look finished to you? Like, do I look? And I said, maybe they're not the only ones who sit down, like men who sit down there and talk this kind of bullshit to young women, or even women in general. Like, what do you think? Like, the men, that kind of stigma that comes with being single after 40 or after 35 or when you're 50.
Yeah.
What can you say to those? How do you comment on those kind of things?
I mean, I don't mean to be vulgar or anything, but personally, I don't give a shit. Really, because a lot of men feel like marriage is an achievement for women. Like, it's really not, because why? Unfortunately, they say it's a man's world. I think it's a man's world, because you can be who you want to be, do what you want to do without the title of being married. I don't feel like there should be any rush to it. It's a lifetime commitment. And if you're not ready, there's no need to rush into it. There's no need to jump into it if you know you're going to rush back out. A lot of people, because of societal pressure, tend to rush into these things for fear of, oh, what will my family say? Oh, look, my mates are getting married. My juniors in school have all gotten married. In fact, my friends are parents. You know, my mom, my friends are giving birth. This one is having her second child. Oh, they're going on a couples trip. It shouldn't really be a bother. Do you understand? It really shouldn't. Just trust in timing. I believe in timing a lot. If it's not happening or if it's not going for you how you want it to go, if it's not happening, then it just means that it's not time. It really just means that it's not time. Because you might find a situation where you, because of pressure, you meet someone who pretty much doesn't want to see a future with you or doesn't see a future with you. And you start forcing things, and you guys literally end up in a space where you're the one who loves more than the other person. And then when the person isn't giving what you want to be given back, it becomes a problem. So much quarrels, forgetting that in a marriage, it's really not even about love. Love is not the top on the list. That you need to be friends with your partner. You need to see it as a partnership. You need to be friends with your partner. You guys need to pray a lot. I know that a lot of people in our generation, even the Gen Zs, don't believe in prayer. It freaking works. And honestly, God is really the only thing that can help us. I swear to God, God is really the only thing. A lot of people don't pray. A lot of we young people, I'm not singing, a lot of we young people don't pray. And because a lot of people think that prayer is, oh, you must speak in tongues. The way you would talk to a parent, the way you would talk to your mom or your dad, is the same way you should just have a conversation with God. I mean, because he hears, you know. So a lot of people don't pray. They just rush into these things and then they're rushing right out. I don't think anybody should be under that kind of influence or peer pressure that, okay, because my friends, okay, so you now that you're rushing to go and get married because your friends are getting married, you don't know what they're seeing inside that marriage that they're obviously not telling you.
Rich.
Do you understand? They are going through a lot. Or you see, oh God, I want to be like them someday. Her husband is so rich, he's so wealthy, so you two are going to go and look for a rich and wealthy person. They will use your head for juju one day. You don't know what they're seeing inside. Do you understand? So I feel like a lot of we women need to just chill. Live life, achieve what you want to achieve, because oftentimes than not, there are times where people will get married and they haven't accomplished anything. And by the time they still get into the marriage, they may not even have a partner so supportive to support their dreams. So you find that you haven't even accomplished or achieved anything. You're only just but a Mrs. someone. And that's just all there is to it. So what's the rush?
What's the rush?
Why do you think that society places a lot of pressure on women to get married before a certain age? Is it let me be practical. I've sat in conversations with like my aunties talking about this, right? In fact, this one really hit me and I thought it was so disgusting. I had to work. I told her, I said, I can't believe you're saying it, because one of my aunties is quite learned, right? But when I heard this, I was like, I can't believe you just said that to your own child, right? So what did she say? She said, the girl is 33, not married, but doing fantastic, you know, in banking. And she said, so she had just gotten a promotion. And you know, I was excited, we're all excited. And I noticed that my auntie was just, So I was like, auntie, what is it? Promotion is a big deal now, more money and everything. She said in my language, in Igbo, she said, I won't say it in Igbo, I'll say it in English. She said, all this money that she's gathering, are you sure that any man will want to marry her?
Wow.
And I'm just like, huh? They said yes. And everybody turned because we're all stunned. I said yes, all this thing that you're gathering, and men will run away from you because which man can handle all of this?
Line.
And I was just like, I was so disgusted.
So all of a sudden, men are afraid or intimidated by how successful.
Oh no, but it
a woman
happens. I
is.
agree with him. It does happen. I've seen instances like that. I won't say I've been really lucky with relationships, and really it's okay because there's nothing wrong in being single. Do you understand? Life comes in stages. There's a stage in your life where you really need to just date out, just date. That's your dating era. Date. So you get to have some sort of experience to see who this person is, the kind of man that you like or what. I didn't say sleep around. I said date. Okay, so there's a dating era. And there's a time where you need to just pause and just, you know,
Be you.
just be you and live. But I'll speak on my personal experience. I've had situations where men are threatened by me. I've had someone who I would say maybe try to ask me out, and we got talking and everything, and he said I needed to quit my job because he doesn't like his woman to work. My mom was a principal for 35 years, and she was a disciplinarian. She made sure that you needed to understand the value of your own money. You need to understand what it is to work and make your own money. So imagine someone coming to tell me that I need to quit my job. And at the time I was doing a 9 to 5 at Glow. Why do I have to quit my job because you want to date me? Because you don't like me to work? And he said he cannot be with a working class lady who would in time get to argue with him as to who is the head of the house. It didn't make any sense to me. I have people who literally come around and want to be friends, but they don't want to date because they feel threatened. Or maybe, okay, I'm going out for a job, or it might be late into the night. Why do you even have to work? Why are you even going out? Look at the time. Can't you send your workers? Can't you do this? You know, so you can't blame them. This thing happened, it's still happening since. It's not now. It's been happening. For the age part, it's been happening. That's just what I'll say. I don't think there's a certain age or time frame where anyone should get married, because you find out that people get married at 23,
It's crazy.
22.
Like, you don't have any business being married at that age.
Till if you check the time that they would have used to literally work on themselves, they are out of the marriage trying to literally start from scratch. It's a whole lot. I don't think. I mean, the world is very tough on women.
I give talks for young girls in media, and I always say one of my biggest regrets that I had in my life was doing, like I said, I would have had a child when I just left the university, whether married or not, and then like focus on my career and then meet some guy, because then you're more matured and you know what money is and love, balance life in general.
Yeah.
So, and they said, but why? You know, you're that young. I was like, yeah, when you have a child that is young, you and the child, you guys grow. Well, I'm saying after university, I did not say when you're in primary school. So they were like, oh, and I said the second thing, I will not advise any girl to get married below 25. Because I always feel like you don't have sense.
I mean,
not that you're not
you
smart
still be 28
or
and not have sense.
you're not intelligent. Like, you know, you're academically intelligent.
Why are you laughing?
But life has its own school on its own. Like it's past classroom. So you have to study life. You have to study how you fit into that life, what you can contribute or what you can gain before you now have the maturity to say, because most of the time you're 22, whatever they say to you is like, it's new. So anything new is exciting. You'll be like, yes, I want to experience that. Marriage, yes, I want to. No, you don't know it. You don't know the rules and regulations, those kind of things. So, and most girls with 22, 25 is men above 40. That's when they start living.
Yeah.
That come for you who is not, you don't know your left and your right. So I'm like, no, don't get married at 25. I don't advise you. Well, if you want to go and marry, I can't stop you, but I'm just advising you that take your time, learn, know who you are, what you stand for,
know
all
the
those
person
kind of
you even want to be.
But then,
with.
who am I to be telling you? They'll tell you that you're not married, so Mama, shut your mouth. So I just shut my mouth.
I'm also curious to know, because one of the things I always say when these marriage conversations come up, just because I can say it and just to spite people, to be honest, no shade, is, I mean, how many of these marriages are really working, right? Why do you think there's a high
level of
rate of divorce or separation, or just like marriages where the partners live like housemates? Because I did. I made this post on Instagram where I talked about the whole I'm a little married thing, and I had asked women to tell me, like, ladies, tell me the craziest things that married men had told you, and I was gagged. Things like, oh, we are just housemates. Things like, oh, I've fallen out of love with my wife. Those kind of things.
So why are you still there?
So, like, why do you think that there is a high level of,
It falls back to what I said in the beginning, because there's no friendship.
Friendship, okay.
There's no friendship. They're not compatible. They don't understand themselves. So during the courtship period, instead of, focusing on yourselves, asking each other questions, planning for the future, I honestly don't even know what they talk about, but those are like important things. Most people even skip counseling. See that counseling part? Most people even skip counseling before the marriage because they are busy planning for the ceremony without having to go for counseling, you know. And then you find out that maybe somehow further down along the marriage, then that's when you see them going for counseling because somebody has done this. So, okay, they feel like, oh, you know, this is our generation now. Nobody wants to put in the work. Everybody's like, you know what, it's not working for me. It's like my mental health got,
I'm done.
no, I'm done. Just like that, you just easily give up. I promise you, if our parents gave up, a lot of us won't be here.
But honestly, low-key, babe,
A lot of us won't
I
be
wish
here.
that my mother gave up earlier. Because when you hear the stories, I'm just like, so why did you... I mean, her reason would always be
Children.
Children. But I'm
Yeah,
like,
because she's coming from a woman's point of view. No woman would want to allow her child or her kids go
raised
through
by-
what she went through and be raised by other people. So, I mean, again, that was then. They would literally stay through anything just to make sure that everybody was together without thinking about themselves.
yes.
So it's
Sort of sacrifice. Oh.
old school.
It's an old school thing. So a lot of people just don't even understand what the word friendship means. I mean, even in normal friendship between friends, people just throw that word around like friend. It takes a lot to be a friend to someone, not to even talk of your partner that you guys sleep together, you eat together, you share the same bed together, exchange saliva and body fluids. It's a lot. It's so spiritual. Do you understand? It's so, for you to exchange body fluids with someone and you guys don't connect on a deep level, it's only just fuck and go. No, there's no friendship. So the things that you're supposed to talk about, the times that, I mean, have conversations. What kind of sex positions do you like? What kind of women do you like? What kind of meals do you like? How your parents like? What's your blood group? What's your genotype? Is there anybody with mental illness in your family? Ask me, I will ask you. Do you understand? So we know each other. We are not asking each other to use it against each other. We're asking for information's sake, so we know. Do you understand? And we act accordingly. Ask questions. There was a guy who was saying this and people were like, oh no, ignore the messenger. We listen to the messenger, ignore the messenger. He was honestly stating facts. Okay, what kind of woman do you want? Do you want a working class lady? Do you want someone who doesn't want to work? Or are you someone who is very supportive of your partner? If I want to start a business, would you be able to support me? Okay, what happens if both of us are doing very well in life and then one person starts to decline. Are you able to support me in my downtime, or just because it's my downtime, you're going to up and leave me to the next man, even when we're married, and vice versa? Those are like questions you will ask before you enter marriage, not just carry your head and not shook inside there. Have,
for the sake of it,
down the line, you're finding you don't even know if your partner is a violent person. You one small thing that triggers it, ask him questions. In fact, I always do this thing and people always feel like, you're a troublemaker. If I'm in a relationship, I would deliberately get you upset. I need to get you upset. I need to see how you would act. I need to see whether if you snap, you will slap me or you will break my head. Do you understand? I need to know. I need to see how you respond when you're angry or when you're under pressure, if you transfer aggression or what. I need to know. You self can make me angry, so you know whether me as the woman, I'm also a violent person, whether I will break your TV or I will scatter your, or I'm insultive or I'm rude to your mom. I need to also understand that, okay, if we get married, are we staying in this house? Are we moving to this place? Or will your parents be coming to live with us? Or will my mother move in with us?
All those kind of...
Those are important things that a lot of us as young people think that, oh, it's too deep. It's all vibes and inshallah. It's vibes and inshallah. We are just dating and buying expensive bags and whatnot. And then when the time don't reach now, we now hear justice for mercy. Come on. Come on.
I love it.
Let's be honest, because a lot of marriages are scattering. And I'm not going to lie, it scares me. It scares me because I'm at a point where almost the way that things, I mean, I pray that mine is different, because unpopular opinion, everything is hard. They say gym is hard, obesity is hard, but choose your hard. I am of the opinion that men are big babies, but all men cheat. You need to just choose the one you can survive with.
All men cheat? You
Yes,
think
they
that
do.
all men cheat?
Yes, I think so.
I don't think all men cheat.
But how would you know?
I'm a man. I won't cheat on my woman.
But you won't say it here even if you did.
There is that.
Yeah. So choose your hard.
Choose
Because
your hard, though.
he can look. Someone can only just pretend for so long. Is either he's very good at cheating and not getting caught, or he just didn't even love you at all. Because if you exchange vows at the altar, what's the force? I mean, and without even, trying to throw any jabs at men, let me just first honestly say that men are really trying, because there are a lot of gorgeous women in this Lagos. It takes a man with a lot of control, yeah, and maturity to literally look the other way. It's not easy. Married or pastor or bishop or single or divorced, it's a lot of pressure. You need to control yourself, tie your leg, so that you don't, because it literally just takes only one. Once you start.
So Timaya said, Timaya, right? Timaya
Yes.
said that, he would advise any Nigerian man not to get married to a Nigerian woman.
Oh no, I felt like that was a very shitty thing to say. I saw that video. I saw it because who gave birth to him?
Nigerian woman.
Exactly. So what makes you think also because the women abroad, you think that they are better than us? In what aspect, in what capacity? Like, what's even the comparison there? I felt like it was a disrespectful statement to make, considering the fact that we're Nigerian women, you were raised by a Nigerian woman. He has girls as children. So imagine someone saying or bringing his video back years later, this is what your dad said, and maybe this is the deal breaker. I met someone else. How would he feel?
Yeah.
Do you understand? So,
but in this day and age where money is very, very important, let me just ask, how important is finances when it comes to marriage? You spoke about a lot of things being considered when marriage is concerned. I didn't hear money. So how important? How
on
important?
a scale of what?
I love it.
Wait now, let's be honest. On a scale of what? 1 to 10 or 1 to 100?
1 to 100.
My money is 150% important.
Yeah.
Right.
I promise you.
Okay.
You don't want to go and get married if you don't have money. You will run into debt. You want to be borrowing up and down. You need to make sure that you're financially, I don't mean
Super rich.
stinkily rich. You need to be comfortable, financially buoyant, not to, I mean, a marriage is every family member would come together. I know from where I'm from, if your sister or your brother is getting married, maybe me now, I can take up responsibility of, okay, I'll do souvenirs for this set of people. This person will do souvenirs for this set of people. It's a collective effort, but we're not overdoing it so that we don't run into debt or be looking for food to eat after marriage. We'll not be drinking gari. No, but it's important that you need to be financially stable. Not just the man. Also the woman. I will always say it. Maybe that's why it seems like I work the way that I work. He knows me. I leave no stone unturned. As a woman, it's important to have your own. Not because you're competing with your partner, but have your own so that, yes, it's a man's duty to provide. But as a woman, just hold your own. In case of shanking. But it's important to have your own. So when marriage comes, there are bills that maybe your husband is out of the country, you can't reach him or something, and some things just need to be sorted out. Are you going to leave it unsorted and wait for your husband to come back? How about you have your own and sort it, and when your husband comes back, he'll reimburse you? Do you understand? So that's why I feel like also a lot of men don't want to get married, because they feel like women want to get married to wealthy men so that the men can lift them out of poverty. Do you understand? The men also have concerns as well. Have your own as a woman. It's sexy. It's a turn on when men see that their women are hustling, are doing great. You have your own. Even if, yes, I will spoil you, but let it be an added advantage. Not that lean on me, no be press me, die. Do you understand? Have your own. So money is important. Don't shift it aside. It's important. Both for the man, for the woman, it's important.
Right.
Great. Honestly, I ain't got no more questions because I don't want to, honestly, because I don't want to sound like I am, against marriage, right? I've been accused in the past of being against marriage, but my stance remains that pretty much some things you've said, you need to be clear as to why you're getting married.
Why?
Because I always ask people, once you can answer the why, Every other thing is sorted out.
I feel like a lot of people are not honest with themselves on the whys. Most people want to get married because of the title, because of the prestige, because it help lift me out of poverty, that kind of thing. Like, you just want soft life. Everything in this life requires work. You need money to make money. You need to put in effort if you want to see results. So, but a lot of people are not honest with themselves on that level, which is why they make a lot of mistakes. And I'm not sitting out here saying I'm perfect. I mean, I'm not even married, but I've seen a lot of instances and I've seen a lot of things like this occur, and it would be stupid of me not to take my lessons from it and, you know, avoid making the same mistakes.
I completely agree. Everything she said.
You see, you know, the thing, Charles raised the point, and I just wanted to be very clear on that, like, because that's one of the reasons why you see, like, my young Cameroonian boy say, I don't feel marry that girl. That girl, he get over money past me.
Oh no, but that's not, that one is like, even like a small thing. Like me, for example, I have 11 tattoos, and they always say that girls with tattoos are not wife material.
In fact, that's what they say.
A red flag.
In fact, once they just see you out, they've literally, before I even get to open my mouth to even talk, for you to even know if there's substance coming out of my mouth, you've already judged me by my appearance, and it's not even by how I'm dressed. I can still look like this, and the moment you spot a tattoo here, this one is a wayward girl. Or, oh no, women who are raised by single moms are not wife materials, don't go near them.
Even single mothers.
Do you understand? So it happens. I don't know. And I also feel like where you're raised, and this is for both men and women, I feel like where you're raised has a whole lot of impact on how you eventually turn out and your level of reasoning and your level of thinking when you grow, where you're raised. Because you can't say that someone is well-traveled and educated and lived in a city and you're thinking like an archaic person, because why would you? I mean, tattoo is tattoo. Do you understand? It's on the body. It's not what's in my head. Do you understand? I went to school. I have degrees, but I have businesses. I employ people. I'm 31. So for you to literally just judge me like that by my appearance, not even by what I'm wearing, and even if it was by what I'm wearing, I don't think it's right for anybody to judge me based on what I'm wearing. That's not where the substance is. But again, it's a village thing. I was listening to the radio yesterday and they were asking a man a question that if he was married and he had an issue with his wife, is it okay to hit the woman? He said, yes, it's okay to hit the woman because most times women don't listen, so you need to beat them and bring them back to their senses. I'm like, and the woman asked him and said, okay, so if it was the same thing but vice versa and they hit, he said, no, it's not the same thing, but yes, they can beat him too.
Wow.
First of all, clearly he didn't understand the question. Number two, he's not learned enough, because it's not okay to raise your hand on anybody. It's really not. No matter how, if you're that upset, or you smash the wall, leave, or you walk out. But it's just not okay to hit anyone. So a lot of marriages in Lagos here, they hit you. Now one blow, one bag. One blow, one shoe. Why are you not leaving? What will people say? You want to stay inside it and die. If they blow you today, they buy you bone straight. You carry Mary Kay and touch it up so that nobody will see. Straight. When you go on body pains, every other day you are at the spa. When you are not working in the spa, you are going for therapeutic massage. They will kill you one day and he's going to jump onto the next person. How about you leave while you still can? And for some funny reason, I don't know how hard it is, but a lot of people who have had this conversation with always say it's hard
to leave,
because when they come back to apologize, you will still go back. But how about if you go back, you're still going to do the same thing again, probably even worse. Probably even worse.
I don't want to die.
I'm not sure anyone wants to die. I don't want to die.
One slap, I'm looking for where my purse and my phone is. As I pick those two,
you're looking for your purse. One slap, I'm in front of my mother's door.
Fine phone, take off.
Can I have jollof rice or something to eat? Listen, it's what it is. But I think that we've pretty much covered, most of what we wanted to cover, and the message is clear, right? When you want to, if you believe in it, if you want to do it, by all means. But know why you're doing it and be prepared for it, because it comes with a lot, of baggage. And even if you decide and say, I don't want to get married, but I want to have, a child, like you rightly said, there's a lot of financial constraint that comes with that and emotional sacrifices and blah, 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 blah. You need to be ready, Pretty much what you said yesterday about Burna Boy, saying that he is not ready. He doesn't think he's ready to have a child right now.
And he was right. I agree with him, because he's not even available.
Yes. So,
he's not.
I mean, that's someone who's intentional enough to say, listen, this is not the time. When is the time? would do it. You know, don't be under unnecessary undue pressure because, oh, everybody you're probably is getting married, your friend, you can go. So let me just do it for, like you said, the title of it, or for the wedding, or for the pomp and pageantry, or for Bella Nigeria, for Instagram and all that great stuff. There is a lot that goes into marriage. I feel like I have been around so many married people that nah, I don't think that is for me. And that's just you know what it is. But thank you for coming, Jenny.
Thank
for
you
being
for
here.
having me.
God, did I just say Jenny?
If it sounds
Ambassador
nice.
Genevieve.
Uh-uh.
Thank you for being here. I completely appreciate it.
Thank you for having
Thank
me.
you so much.
Ignore
Thank you.
this boy.
So please, guys, do well to follow Genevieve, Ambassador Genevieve Fadeh, on social media. Follow the
my social
businesses.
media.
You Don't Chop. She makes one of the best jollof rice in Lagos. You should try that before you leave for Cameroon. If you're looking for a logistic company that is par excellence, and you know they don't give excuses. You know, they pick your things in time and deliver in time. Cycle Pro Logistics has you covered. If you're looking for PR that would change your life, branding that will put you in the right spot, then Meraki Consortium is the place to go. If you just want your space to smell like heaven and you're looking for the touch that is something that's very different, you know, something exquisite to place on your, you know, beside your bed, in your bathroom, on your center table, in your living space, then you want to buy candles, scented candles from Nulo, Lagos. They have you covered. Hi, see business, God, I beg. Please follow all the handles and please patronize. And that's pretty much it.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming. You did
so
do work. Hey, God, I beg. Good day. That's about it.